guys, Laura here from Laura Likes. I'm over here just sipping on my Choose Joy in Motherhood little tumbler that I love that Heather from At a Catholic Mom's Life sent me. So if you want to get one of your own, make sure you visit her Etsy shop. I will pin it down below. But I thought I would just take a minute and do kind of a different kind of video. We're just going to chit chat for a little bit. We're just going to chit chat about life. We're going to talk about homeschooling, mortification, Lent, and just kind of do a check-in. I just wanted to see if you guys are interested in these kind of videos. So I wanted to get something out there that wasn't an unboxing because I have a lot of unboxings coming up, and I know those are super helpful for some people, and so I love doing them. But I thought I would give everybody else like a chance to have a different kind of video as well. So I'm going to start by saying that yesterday morning was hard in our homeschool. We started out okay, doing our together stuff. We always say the Pledge of Allegiance. We've gotten a lot more structured lately, and we will do like a walkthrough. But I'm getting some new curriculum soon, and so I want to like kind of get that in play, and then do like a walkthrough, like a day in the life of our homeschool. So we're not unschooling anymore. We are like legit schooling. I would say mostly classical with some Charlotte Mason living books in there. Every homeschool looks so different that it's our homeschool. So we start off with the Pledge of Allegiance, then we say about 6 prayers facing the crucifix, which is across the way here. And then we jump into, we do a poem that we're memorizing this week. If we do anything else together, like if we feel like reading some history, or because we use living books for history, or we'll work on like a moral character trait. So anyway, all that was good. Then we moved on to separate work, and I wanted to work with Neil on using 100 Easy Lessons, just to kind of see, wanted to see where he was at with that book. And so we left, and Chloe was left in here doing phonics. She's been using Explode the Code level 4, and level 3 was really good. Kind of like how I just watched my The Good and the Beautiful video that I had posted for level K. Level K was amazing. Level 1 didn't work for us. And I feel like Explode the Code is kind of like that. We switched from The Good and the Beautiful to Explode the Code. Level 3 was great. Level 4 has been a struggle. And I don't know if it's like for 4th grade and my daughter's 2nd grade, so maybe like I just feel like maybe it was too advanced. I'm not sure. But it just got to a place where she was really frustrated because I kind of left her to do it on her own, and she was like, I can't do this, it's too hard. And so like that attitude like in the homeschool kind of set the rest of the morning off to like just this bad start. And as a homeschooling mom, like maybe you guys can relate that, you know, when your kid is struggling or resistant to learning it, you can take it so personally and be like, I'm trying to provide you with, you know, X, Y, or Z. Or there can be like mom guilt in terms of I should have been sitting with her and I wasn't. Neil and I were off having fun because he read the word mat, and you know, I left her by herself, and she doesn't like being by herself, and that's totally understandable. So we're still needing to work out like tweaks in terms of like when she's doing her math, because she does kind of need to be alone, but anything else she's working on, you know, we can be together. So we're still kind of working out those tweaks because we have this front room and then we have the kitchen table, and so those are the kind of 2 spaces that are separate enough to where if someone needs a quiet space, they can find one. Anyway, so that experience yesterday led me down a pretty deep rabbit hole in terms of searching out curriculum based on Chloe's needs, and I'm really, really excited to say that we are going to be using All About Reading for both kids and All About Spelling for Chloe. So I am so excited. I will be doing so many videos for you about like what that looks like an unboxing, and what it looks like to do a lesson. I'm going to do lessons with each of the kids. I'm going to do a comparison between The Good and the Beautiful and All About Reading, and like pros and cons. So stay tuned for all that if you're interested, but that has been such a blessing. I'm really excited about that because Explode the Code isn't working anymore, and Chloe is just slightly dyslexic. She just has some dyslexia, frequent tendencies, and I will link down below the All About Readings, or All About Learning, which is like the overarching All About Spelling, All About Reading. They have a bunch of free resources, and they have a symptoms checklist, I think, for dyslexia. So if you suspect at all that your child is possibly dyslexic, it's pretty eye-opening because one of the things listed in there was the ability or inability to follow a sequence of events. So I give Chloe like instruction. So I give Chloe an instruction and I will say, you know, make your bed, brush your teeth, do the litter box, and pick up your room. So I do that. And she has a hard time remembering all 4 steps. I thought she was just being lazy. Turns out that's one of the signs of dyslexia. So, oops, I'm not for labeling kids. That's one of the reasons we homeschool, is because I don't want my kids to get labels. But it is important that if you suspect a learning complication, that you take that into consideration. And ever since I started looking into phonics, back when Chloe was just 5, right before kindergarten, but before we started any of this, All About Reading kept coming up over and over again, and it was just, it's expensive, it's an investment. But you know what, looking back, I wish I had just done the investment. Even a year ago, I thought about doing it, and I chose to do the Good and Beautiful instead because of the price. And you guys, if you have more than one kid especially, and you're on the cusp of homeschooling, I would just go for it and do All About Reading. And then they say to start All About Spelling 1 after you've completed All About Reading 1, but Chloe tested into level 2 for All About Reading because they have placement tests online. So I'll just link that generally down below, but look out for those videos because I haven't even gotten my materials yet. So that was yesterday, and I feel really good about it, and our homeschool went so much better today. We went over some phonics cards that I have from the Good and the Beautiful, and like we went through like hundreds of phonics cards, and I have an idea kind of where Chloe is, so until All About Reading shows up, we're gonna work through those phonics cards. That's gonna be the only phonics she has, as well as like reading aloud to me. I've been binge watching videos. Like, I love Pam Barnhill's review of All About Reading, so I'm gonna pin that down below if you're interested. Pam Barnhill in general is just an amazing resource. I wish she had a bigger YouTube channel. She has a lot of Facebook Live videos. You just can kind of click through them and see. So yeah, this morning went so much better, and I just felt so much more hope this morning, like knowing that these resources we need are going to be arriving soon. I have other curriculum arriving, and I don't know if you guys buy curriculum in the spring, but it is just this sense of renewal. I love spring because I think it's my new favorite season because there's so much renewal. And that brings me to Lent. So we are in the middle of Lent, and I don't know how you guys are doing, but I wanted to make a video about mortification in general, and this isn't it. This is just gonna be like a side note on mortification. But so mortification is when we exact our will over our base carnal desires, right? So whether that's vices, whether that's, well yeah, usually it's a vice, right? Whether it's like a pleasure that you're not doing. So I love Father Ipperger, and I was listening to one of his videos on mortification, and it was a pre-Lenten homily or talk. I don't know if they're homilies, but I'll link this down below too. So good. But he was talking about, and I couldn't believe he said this, he's like, giving up coffee for Lent is not the point. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I gave up coffee. Like, what are you talking about? It's totally a sacrifice. He's like, sacrificing just to be uncomfortable is not the point. And I'm like, I know, but anyway, it was like he was talking just to me. He said for Lent, instead of choosing just some like random thing that like makes you cranky or upset, which I have to say I'm sticking with coffee because coffee to me is like a self-control thing, and I'm trying to break a bad habit. But I really like what he said after this. He said, we should be working on developing virtue. And so he was talking about using mortification to develop virtues. So he talked about the virtue of patience, which I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure all moms could use more patience. Sorry, that's my phone. So what he suggested was to actively seek out ways to create situations where you have to work your patience muscles. So park in the back of the parking lot if it's safe. Choose the longest line at the grocery store. And to say, I am doing this to develop my virtue of patience. Like to say that every single time. And then where there's times where you don't act, like he was saying, picture a time where you lost your patience, and then picture how you would have rather handled that. Like that just happened to me yesterday. I'm gonna have a good confession. It's like I definitely know how I would have rather have handled that. And so he's like, in those moments that you are triggered by your kids or whatever, he didn't use the word triggered, but you know, set off, to think back, how would I prefer to handle this in the past you know, looking back on how I handled other situations, what's the ideal way for me to handle this? And again, this is helping me grow in patience. And then he also said to pray, like daily, multiple times a day, Lord, grant me patience. He's, you know, it's so easy to forget to pray, just to ask God for blessings. Mortification is something that gets such a bad rap because people think this about like flogging themselves or sleeping on glass or, you know, walking on coals, and, you know, things that are explicit pain in order to kind of be near Jesus on the cross with his suffering. And that's not what we're called to do. Mortification is literally just choosing to make ourselves uncomfortable and exhibiting our free will over our body. So when we fast, that's a sign of mortification because we're refusing food, we're refusing that sense of pleasure we get from food, that sense of satiation from food. I mean, there's just so many little ways that you can work on mortification. And there's also passive mortification. So when things come up, like say you had your whole day planned and then your kid gets sick, that's mortification, and give that to God. And he was saying, offer up those mortifications for that virtue that you're working on. So Father Ripper reminded me that Lent is a time when Jesus' grace for change is even more so than normal. Just like the 3 o'clock hour is when Jesus' divine mercy is just really available and we can ask for all sorts of miracles, and he's like more willing to grant them then than any other time of the day. Well, during Lent is this really, really special time where we have extra grace from God to grow in virtue, to beat out vices. I really highly suggest getting to confession at least once during Lent, if not twice, to really work on whatever it is that you want to get rid of. If you want to be that patient mom that never raises her voice, that always has a kind, soft word for her child. I mean, I know that's what I'm going for and fail at it daily, but try to work on the rest of Lent, these last few weeks of Lent, really like refocus, recharge, and move forward. So I also know that Morning Air was kind of like this halfway through Lent episode this morning, so I'm gonna pin that down below as well so that you guys could just get some inspiration. You could also join the book club for the rest of Lent if that's something that you're interested in. I'm doing it over on my Patreon page. It's $1 a month. You could join April 1st if you only wanted to pay $1, plus you have to get the book. But you know what, even then you could probably just not even get the book and just watch the daily videos or read whatever I post up and then just comment on that, and that would work because I'm trying to do daily videos in there. It's really hard, but there are practically daily videos. Usually I'll do like 3 or 4 at a time if I have to catch up, but they are there and it's unique content you can't get anywhere else. So I'll link my Patreon down below if that's something you're interested in. If you guys are new, please subscribe. I would love to have you join our family. I'm definitely going to be talking about homeschool more. I have a lot of unboxing videos, like I have a big surprise, like for me anyway, coming on Thursday, and so that's why my desk is moved. So that will be a fun video for any of you who are kind of techie. So that's probably coming out next week as well. Anyway, and then yes, homeschool videos, Catholicism videos. If you guys have a specific Catholicism topic you want me to cover, I know someone asked for indulgences and I've been doing some more research on that. I just finally accomplished a plenary indulgence on Sunday. So that's really exciting. I mean, as long as I was in a state of grace, which as far as I know I was, I think I got that handled. So if you guys want an indulgence video, let me know. If there's something Catholic you want me to cover, let me know. Like, I love doing Catholic videos. I'm kind of like spinning my wheels a little bit because there's so many other things. Like I really want to do some homeschool videos. I really want to keep talking about homemaking. Kind of failing at it, but I did do my one load of laundry today. I washed all the sheets and I've been keeping my kitchen fairly clean. I gotta go do that right now. And don't forget, if you guys want a really awesome, I love this tumbler because I think it's about 12 ounces and it's totally cool on the outside. And I love this like rose gold color. It's like so, like it kind of matches my phone. I love that. That's just so girly, but it's such a pretty color. So I love the color, Heather, if you watch this. Yeah, that's all I have for you today. Let me know if you like this chatty video. I'm probably just gonna like throw it up on YouTube and see what you guys think. So God bless, have a beautiful day. I love each and every one of you. You guys are so awesome. And you bring me so much joy. Like, you don't even know how much joy you bring to my life. Just getting a chance to like enter your earbuds, enter your home, like, and have this kind of dialogue. And then when you comment down below, I just love it. So I do read every single comment, and even if I only just heart it, like, I read every single comment. You guys are always welcome to email me. It might take me a little while to get back to you, but I do that as well. So that being said, have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.